Hi, my name is Tiffany Perkins. The project that I've been working on this year is Highly Effective Teens. The reason I had to do this project for my students was because even though they've been learning content in their classes, they have not been applying that content to their work, their tests, their assignments. All kinds of work that they've been working on in class was not being transferred onto any paperwork, pretty much. They were also not taking any initiative to use strategies I've taught them to get their work done or to apply the knowledge that they had. They also had a negative mindset. They've received bad grades throughout their years because they've not had the skills necessary to apply this knowledge, and so the repeated bad grades that they're getting on their report cards has over time created a negative mindset. So I feel it was necessary to work on these skills with my students and work on being more effective at getting their work done. So my plan of attack. After a lot of research, I discovered that there was actually one book that contained a lot of the skills in it that I wanted to teach my students. That book was The 7 Habits of Highly Effective Kids or Teens. And it was based on Stephen Covey's book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. Except this is watered down to a kid's version to make it more interesting and relatable to them. I loved this book and I wanted to do a book study with my students. But I also wanted to teach them how to apply this knowledge, not just read it. I wanted to make absolutely sure that they understood what they were reading. So my first thought was I wanted them to get the book. But thinking about the fact that I teach special education, this is not as easy as it would be for other students. I needed to make sure that they could read it. So I wanted to get Audible for my students so that they could use Kindles, and I ordered all of my students a Kindle. This one's not charged currently because it's not been in use this week, but I wanted them to be able to use a Kindle and the Audible app where we downloaded the book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective Teens, and they could read along with the book as it's being read. The next steps for my students. Of course, I want them to have better grades because better grades are going to reflect that they are using the skills that we've learned into their assignments, which shows a learning of their content. The grades have already been improving, but of course I want them to improve more. We have already done away with having to redo assignments. I don't have that issue with my students anymore. They now know how to apply the knowledge that they have learned in class to their assignments and their assessments. As always, I want my students to read more. I've already explained how they are reading more, but of course I want that to continue to grow. I want them to love to read. I want this to help them with their high school careers. I want them to be able to keep up with assessments and homework in their classes in high school. And even further than that, in their future careers, I want them to be able to use this information to plan and to schedule, and so that they're being successful as adults. And I hope that learning these skills will definitely help with that.